Good evening, everyone. The Minnesota press conference format will be opening statement from the head coach, then we will have questions for the student athletes, and then we'll have questions for Coach. So, Coach, go ahead, opening statement.
Well, first and foremost, hats off to Green Bay. I thought they played a really, really good game. I thought our fans were absolutely incredible throughout the course of the entire game. I certainly believe that they gave us a ton of energy. The way and it's a good thing that basketball is a 40-minute game because we needed 40 minutes, and we played really well, certainly down the stretch of that game. And in the fourth quarter, I think started off with, from what our coaches said, was 7 straight stops, and then we were able to get some things going and able to score it at the rim a little bit and then hit a couple open shots. So, again, I thought our young ladies played with a great deal of resilience because things, when we did get really good looks early in that game, they didn't fall for us. But I thought our young ladies stayed kind of true to competing and staying true to ourselves and continued to play with a lot of toughness and found a way down the stretch. And that's certainly something that we now can build upon, I think, moving forward, and we're excited to continue playing.
Thank you, Coach. Questions for the student athletes. We'll start right here in the front.
Chip Scoggins would start you for both Sophie and Maya. Take me to the change over there before the fourth on the bench. Kind of what was being said, what was the mood? I mean, you guys are down and hadn't really played well to that point. What were you guys saying to each other?
Yeah, I think we're just being loose. I don't know if it was something specific, but I know Coach P pointed it out that, we were laughing, we were having fun, and we feel like that's when we play our best basketball, is when we're kind of just in a little bit lighter. During the first part of the game, I felt like we were a little tense. And then we kind of found our groove, and just enjoying it together, I think, is a big focus for us too.
Next question.
This is for Amaya. Mark Craig from the Star Tribune. Considering the struggles in the first half with shooting and just how things were going, then that first one dropped for you in the third quarter. What did that do for you? How did that feel?
I mean, it felt good. Anytime a shot goes in, you feel good. So it gives you a little bit of boost. But yeah, it definitely felt good. Made the hoop look a little bit bigger.
Pat Donnelly with the Associated Press for Amaya. Can you just talk for a moment about the importance of or the impact of defense and how you turned that into offense there in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think we were talking about how we kind of didn't have a flow that game, and a lot of it came because we weren't playing our best defense, and then we started getting stops, and it started to flow better for us. So our defense is a big part of what we do.
Dane Mizutani with the St. Paul Pioneer Press. It's for Amaya. I saw you kind of cheer when Tori checked in at the start of the fourth quarter after dealing with some foul trouble. Just what did she mean to you guys at the start, and just what does she mean to you guys as a whole?
Yeah, Tori's a motor. I mean, you never see her really quit or stop. Like, she'll get knocked down, go back up, and she's just moving all over the floor. So I was super excited to have her back in the game, and that's somebody else that can bring the ball up besides me, so that was nice. But yeah, I was just excited to have her back out on the court.
Question in the front.
Nadine Babu, GoForHole.com. This is for both of you. How big of a difference did this crowd make for you, and just having the entire state rally around you?
Yeah, the crowd. I was saying in the locker room after the game, that was probably the loudest it's been, I think, the whole time I've ever been here. It's been loud before, but it was like, wow, I actually can't hear anything. Like, I was calling out screen switch. I don't think anybody heard me. But, yeah, it was a ton of fun. It was nice to have them rally behind us.
Question here. Oh, go ahead.
I think we've just been building it for a little while. I mean, Amaya's been here for 4. I played, gosh, I'm old, so I don't even know how many seasons at this point. But so I feel like it's just, we feel extra proud. I mean, a lot of us are from Minnesota, and so knowing that the state's rallying behind us as we go for our final kind of few games here together, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, there we go. Just being in this environment for the first time as a program and having that, the crowd there, could you feel the nerves collectively?
I don't know if it was nerves necessarily. I just feel like we didn't quite have our offensive flow. Felt like the ball was sticking in our hands a lot. Maybe we were taking some forced shots all the way around. And then defensively, I felt like we were doing what we were supposed to do, but they hit some tough shots too. So give credit to Green Bay. But then I think once we kind of found our, we started kind of clicking in that third quarter, we were good from there.
Question in the second row.
It's for Sophie. Early on, the threes weren't falling for your teammates. In a situation like that, Is that something you relish, where you know you're going to be putting the team on your back or the offense on your back a little bit so you can then open things up with a strong middle?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. If we get Mara or Gia an open shot, I'm going to let them take it anytime. I don't care how many they miss before. I have full confidence that they're going to make the next one. But I think just knowing that this team, we're very balanced. You know, you look at our scoring, and each night it's a different leading score. And I think that takes a lot of pressure off of us as a team, because you know that you can rely on somebody else. So maybe it was my turn to go and score, and then it's going to be somebody else's to go and score. And I think that's what makes us difficult to guard.
Go ahead.
For both of you guys, what does the next 48 hours look like, and what is it going to take in the next round to punch a ticket to the Sweet 16?
Well, I'm still waiting for the schedule, so I don't know. I don't know. Is that what you mean? Like, what do you mean?
I think just a lot of rest and recovery. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure our coaches, they're big on film, so they've probably been scouting away, hopefully, and we'll get our groove on later on. But again, we don't really have the schedule yet. So.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Thank you. You can head back to the locker room. First question for Coach. Right here.
Don, how much did Tori's foul trouble just kind of be disrupted? Because when she's on the court, it just seems like you're a completely different team.
We're a lot better when she's on the floor, so it does set us back a little bit, and we've got to continue to play well even when she's not on the floor. But that's certainly she picked up 2 fouls that I thought, you know, she needs to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more aware in some of those situations. But it does hurt us at that point in time. At the same time, I thought at the beginning of that game, there were times we got really good shots, and we weren't close to making them, whether they were around the rim or whether they were, you know, from the arc. And then it felt like then we tried to force and tried to attack, and we weren't moving the ball quite as well because we weren't making as many shots, you know. And so at that point in time, again, and I think having Tori back for a little while in the third quarter, but certainly in the fourth quarter, kind of really helped us with just the movement, the flow, and all of it at that point in time.
Question in the front.
Did you think about challenging her foul at all, or what was going through your head, or what did you see on that play?
Well, I wish that we could at that point in time, but we're not allowed to, really. So, yeah, that's not something that's in our game yet. Maybe it gets to it there at that point in time. And I don't really know that it probably was a foul, but there was probably one before that maybe kind of encouraged her to do that, you know. So I think, but they're not going to, that is what it is. It's part of the game, and you have to be smarter at that point in time.
Question in the third row.
It's not. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. Ahmad Hicks, Fox 9. Coach, you said it time and time again that your team's strength is their ability to stay loose amid pressure-packed situations. The team, Tori McKinney told us, someone cracked a joke heading into the fourth quarter. Who cracked that joke? Who was able to keep them loose in that pressure-packed moment?
Right. So, and again, I think our crowd was incredible, and I thought at the beginning of the game, sometimes when you want something so badly, it's just hard to relax. Even though you're trying to smile and be relaxed, it's just so hard to do that. You want something so bad. And I thought finally going in the fourth quarter, and I remember it being Amaya on the bench, and Amaya made a comment like, hey, we've been in this situation before. We start in a drill that we do 3 on 2.5, and we start down by 10, and we're not down by 10, so I think we're in a good spot. And I looked at her, I'm like, you have never started down by 10. The amount that you've ever started down by is 5. So we were arguing back and forth, and so I said, no, I think you're making that up at this point in time. But then they were kind of loose at that point in time, and they were talking about, oh, we've done this a bunch of times. We've played well in the fourth quarter. We can do this. And so they were sending themselves the right messages at that point.
Question here in the front.
Yeah, Mark Craig from the Star Tribune. I was wondering if you could just share what you guys did against Jenna Geyer. If she came in as one of their best player, and really seemed to take her out of the game.
Well, I thought we were really trying to make catches challenged with her. I think she gets opportunities in transition, either as a rim runner or in from the arc, and I think she got one of those against us. Maybe that was in the third quarter when they went on a run. She got an arc shot, I think it was on the left wing or left rail. And then they do a really good job of getting her in the post, you know, and I thought for the most part, Amaya made those passes pretty challenged and pretty difficult. And when she did get it, you know, she has a little bit of size, maybe not as much as Jenna Geyer, but has some size to make it a little bit more difficult to score over the top of her. So ball screen coverage is hard with her because she pops a lot of them, and so, you know, but we don't necessarily want everybody switching and guarding her because I felt like it was the best matchup, but then at some point in time we had to figure out we had to trust everyone to do it. So we had to keep making adjustments, but I think she had our attention because she's, you know, the player of the year in their league and someone who makes a lot of things happen and is their leading scorer and is also leads them in arc shot attempts. So I think our players were kind of aware and trying to do their best on her.
Question in the third row.
Ashley Moore, Care 11. Coach, I saw you embrace Amaya after the game. She obviously left her blood, sweat, and tears on the court. But outside of her play, how does she emotionally lead this team by her actions?
Right. I thought, again, when there was a timeout when I thought Mara hit a shot, and, you know, they were all celebrating Mara at that point in time, and she's the leader in a lot of those ways. But I think, again, the example of going into the fourth quarter, talking about reassuring her teammates, this is what we do, we practice this, we're going to be okay, this is our time. And, you know, again, for whatever reason, we got stops and we were able to create in those opportunities. We were able to get the ball around the rim, which we really couldn't get the ball around the rim, or when we did get the ball around the rim, we didn't score it, or we couldn't get it around the rim often enough. So I just think she's really loose, she's really relaxed in a lot of those settings. And I thought she did a good job. She made really good decisions, and she hit some really big arc shots for us too. So, and she rebounded at a high level. So she does an awful lot for us.
Last question in the third row.
Don, Dave Campbell, Associated Press. What stood out to you about the defense in the fourth quarter?
Well, I thought we finished plays at a really high level. I thought when the game started, you know, they got some offensive rebounds. We were able to create some turnovers, but when they got some shots, they were able to get some offensive rebounds against us. And I thought in the fourth quarter, it started with a defensive rebound, and then there was a foul, I think, trying to get through a screen and awareness piece. So I just think we were a little bit better versions of us, I felt like, at that point in time. And again, I thought our crowd gave us a lot of energy to get to that point, but the 5 players that are on the floor and the energy from the bench has to carry them into that setting to make it happen. We can give you an idea and a game plan all we want. That's great. We're not the ones executing it. They're the ones that have to do that, and they did it at a really high level in that fourth quarter.
Thank you, Coach. A quick reminder, tomorrow's press conference is the times 1:25 Central for Minnesota and 2:15 Central Time for Ole Miss. Those are the press conferences for tomorrow's practice day.